Hey everybody, so it's Britt from Wevolve, and I'm going to be sharing with you what to do basically if your pet is vomiting or throwing up. So I know that pets don't speak to us the way that humans do, or children after a certain age do, or the way that we can read ourselves. Pets are kind of more quiet. They obviously don't share our language. So it's a lot harder to understand what's happening with your pet. And I know that this can create a lot of stress or confusion for people and pet owners. Pets are like family. Sometimes we like them even more than our real family, if you guys know what I mean. So it's just, I know that the attachment is really high, and it can be really disheartening and stressful when a pet is even just having a minor issue that's causing vomiting. It can be like hard to see your pet suffer. So I've actually put together a course, really simple video series called the At-Home Holistic Pet Course, which I'll link down below for you, where I share everything you need to know about pretty much anything that could ever come up for your pet. If they get stung by a scorpion, by a snake, if they get sprayed by a skunk, if they got poisoned with something, what to feed them, what not to feed them, exactly a nutrition plan that is their biological diet for kittens, puppies, cats, and dogs. What to do with stray animals, what to do if you have to travel and they want you to microchip and you don't want to do that. Like, my thoughts on literally everything and how to navigate a healthy animal at home, which will save you so much money in vet visits and going to see professionals. So if you're interested in that, check out that course. You can literally look up any topic you want in the course and the corresponding answer, and your ideal next steps will pop up for you. So it's really easy and awesome. But there's also a lot of videos on this channel as well that you can check out where I share more about these things. But here's what to do so that you can feel more confident if your pet is throwing up. Like, here's the difference between something serious and something not serious and what you can really do. So in the moment that your pet is throwing up, it is best to literally do nothing. Let your pet vomit. It's the same as if you're vomiting. You don't want to stop the vomit. You don't want to move your animal. You want to let your pet's body eject whatever it's trying to eject, because the physical vessel, the physical avatar for both humans and pets is always going to know best exactly what needs to be done. So we don't want to interrupt nature. What we want to do is watch and see how long it progresses. Like, if it progresses, how long it goes on for. We want to look around and scout and see what they might have eaten, any signs that something toxic was ingested. Maybe they just ate too much grass. That's very common, especially if they want to clean their own guts. So the first thing that you want to do is keep an eye on your pet, make sure they're vomiting in a safe way. If they seem disoriented, confused, they're stumbling around, they have neurological symptoms, they're having seizures, I have other videos where I talk about how to tell if your pet's been poisoned or, has a neurological issue or other things like that. So check that out to understand what to do in those circumstances. But if your pet is just vomiting but seems otherwise normal, not much needs to be done. Like, in that moment, you just let your pet vomit. If your pet just got neutered or fixed or just came back from the vet or has been like drugged or medicated somehow, it's very common for them, as the anesthesia goes down after surgeries, for them to vomit. Sometimes they are disoriented in those moments. So obviously that's because of the meds that they've been given by their vet. So that's kind of like a one-off circumstance. But if your pet is just puking out of nowhere, basically, you want to let them throw up. If they seem weak, you want to maybe hold them upright in a position where it's easier for them to vomit. Like, this is very common if pets have been medicated or something, like after surgeries. They might be like falling over while they're throwing up with nausea. So it's a good idea to very gently kind of hold them underneath the armpits, not on the stomach, not on the head or neck, but just allowing them to vomit and allowing their body to move the way it needs to, but just supporting their physical vessel a little bit. This is more rare that that's required, to be honest, but that is something you can do. Now, if your pet just vomits once and seems otherwise fine, it's possible it was just bad food, indigestion, they ate too much grass, they drank too much water, they ate too much, they ate too fast, they swallowed too much air, they're stressed that day. They're also living beings, and there's the ebb and flow of life, biological life, and how that is for all of us as well. The same is true for pets. So not much needs to be done if it's a one-off. Make sure that they hydrate after, offer them food, give them a safe place to rest, and keep an eye on them. But if there's repeated vomit behavior, like your pet is nauseous a lot, throwing up a lot, this could be a sign of gastritis. It could be a sign of, pancreatitis. It could be a sign of parasite infections and stomach problems and other factors. So you don't want to ignore a pet that is vomiting on the regular. If your pet is vomiting, more than once a day or more than 2-3 times a day for more than a day or so, that's usually a sign that something more serious could be going on. I have a lot of videos in my at-home holistic pet course that you guys can check out down below where I talk about like what to do for all these different circumstances. But you might want to consider taking your pet to a vet if they're really vomiting a lot, and you really don't know what's going on, just to get them screened and checked out. If you have not changed your pet's diet yet, or if you just changed your pet's diet, sometimes the gut microbiome is adapting. I share more about that in the nutrition section of the course if you guys want more info on that. Exactly what to feed your animals, exactly how to transition them from one diet to another. But if your pet suddenly starts vomiting a lot, it could be that they have an intolerance to the food that they're eating. You guys know, if you've seen any of my other videos or you know anything about me and what I do with pets, in the holistic space, I'm really not a fan of commercial food, even the wet food, kibble, pharmaceutical grade, food mixes for animals. This is all laboratory food and with artificial nutrients and things and a lot of additives to make it, taste good for them. It's very salty, very dehydrating, even the wet foods. That's not really a biologically appropriate diet for your pet. So please check out my videos where I talk about what is. That in many instances, changing your pet's nutrition and their diet can completely eliminate any form of gastritis, any form of gingivitis, any form of infection or gut problems, including parasitic infections. But I do have videos about natural parasite remedies, natural flea remedies, like literally anything that can come up with your pet. So check out that course below. I hope this video helped you guys. Don't panic if your pet is vomiting. Something that you can do if you suspect that your pet has been poisoned could be to mix a little bit of activated charcoal, like food grade activated charcoal that you would use as a person as well, with a little bit of water. Make sure that it's runny. There's not an exact science to it. You'd probably use like half a teaspoon for a small animal and a teaspoon up to a teaspoon and a half for a larger dog, for instance, or like a very, very huge cat or something. And you would just mix that with a little bit of drinking water, and you can take like a dropper or anything like that. And unless the animal is really foaming at the mouth or clearly like unable to swallow, if you feel like they can swallow after they're done vomiting or whatever it is, you can try actually inserting or dropping a little bit of activated charcoal water, not just the powder. It has to be mixed in water, very runny with no visible powder. You don't want them to choke on it. And you'll just try to get some activated charcoal in them. This is what hospitals and even vets will do if animals have been poisoned to try to save their lives. Like if a human has alcohol poisoning or drug poisoning or an overdose of some kind, the first thing that they will give you is activated charcoal because it's such an adsorbent agent. It literally will like take and suck in the chemical poisons and make it that your body doesn't absorb them the same way. So that could be a great way to like save your pet's life at home while you seek out emergency attention for something like a poisoning. But that's a bit of a separate topic. I just wanted to throw that in here for anybody that it could benefit. So I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.